For years, auto-billing was one of the most powerful tools companies used to lock in recurring revenue. Subscriptions renewed automatically. Services continued month after month. Customers rarely checked their invoices, and businesses enjoyed predictable, steady cash flow. But today, something unexpected is happening across the US economy. Companies are reversing course. They're scaling back auto-billing, offering clearer opt-ins, adding reminders, and making it easier to cancel. What started as a business tactic that seemed unstoppable is now being rethought entirely. And the reasons behind this reversal reveal a major shift in consumer behavior, regulatory pressure, and brand strategy. The story begins with subscription fatigue. Over the past decade, nearly every industry adopted subscriptions: streaming services, software, food boxes, fitness programs, retail memberships, home product replenishments, even car features. At first, consumers loved the convenience, but eventually the monthly charges piled up. People lost track of what they were paying for. As economic pressure increased, households started scrutinizing every line of their bank statements. What they found was frustrating: subscriptions they forgot about, renewals they didn't authorize clearly, and charges they struggled to cancel. Trust eroded, and once trust erodes, companies must change their approach. This change accelerated with new regulations. Several states, and even federal agencies, have taken action against what they call dark patterns, or digital tactics that make it hard for consumers to opt out. Laws now require clearer disclosures, easier cancellations, reminders before renewals, and explicit consent for charges. Companies that once relied on friction to keep subscriptions active now face penalties for those practices. Instead of fighting regulators, many businesses are getting ahead by redesigning their billing strategies voluntarily. Another reason companies are reversing auto-billing strategies is rising customer churn. When consumers feel tricked or trapped by a subscription, they cancel entirely, not just one service, but all services offered by that brand. That loss hurts far more than the temporary revenue boost from an unnoticed renewal. Businesses are realizing that forced retention is expensive. True loyalty comes from satisfaction, not from customers forgetting to cancel. Companies want long-term relationships, not short-term billing wins. In response, businesses are shifting toward transparency as a competitive advantage. They're sending reminders before charges, offering clear renewal terms, and simplifying cancellation flows. Instead of hiding billing information deep inside account settings, they're putting it front and center. Ironically, this honesty improves conversion rates because consumers actually trust brands that behave openly. When customers know a company won't trap them, they're more likely to stay subscribed voluntarily. Another major factor behind the reversal is the slowing economy. As consumers cut back on non-essential spending, companies no longer want to be seen as adding financial pressure through surprise charges. Brands want to reduce friction, not create more of it. Businesses are repositioning themselves as consumer-friendly, the kind of companies that help customers stay in control of their budgets. This shift builds goodwill, which becomes essential in a competitive environment where customers are more selective than ever. There's also a technological evolution happening behind the scenes. Modern billing systems allow companies to offer flexible payment models that don't rely on auto-billing to retain users. Pay-as-you-go systems, usage-based billing, hybrid subscriptions, and manual renewals are becoming popular alternatives. These models give consumers more control while still providing recurring revenue for companies. Businesses are discovering that flexibility can generate just as much income as rigid auto-billing, because customers stick around longer when they feel respected. Another reason for the shift is changing marketing strategy. For years, companies have bragged about subscriber numbers as a symbol of success. But now, investors and analysts are digging deeper. They want to know how many subscribers are active, how many are satisfied, and how many are paying attention. Low-quality subscribers, people who are billed automatically but rarely use the service, no longer impress investors. In fact, they signal fragility. Companies are being pushed to focus on engagement, not just enrollment. Ending auto-billing tricks helps create a healthier, more loyal subscriber base. Customer service teams have also pushed for this change. They've been overwhelmed for years with complaints about surprise charges, confusing cancellations, and disputes about renewals. These complaints are expensive. They drain staff resources, reduce customer satisfaction scores, and damage brand reputation. By reducing reliance on auto-billing, companies simplify operations and create smoother customer experiences. In some industries, competition is forcing companies to change. When one brand offers easier cancellations or more transparent billing, others must follow or risk losing customers. Subscription businesses that offer flexibility, like month-to-month options without penalties, are outperforming those that lock users into rigid auto-renewals. Convenience now means ease of leaving, not just ease of joining. Interestingly, auto-billing is being reversed even in industries that once depended on it. Fitness apps, software platforms, and even streaming services are experimenting with clear reminders and annual renewal prompts. They want customers to actively choose them, not accidentally stay subscribed. This shift improves brand loyalty and reduces complaints, even if it means fewer short-term renewals from inactive users. Another factor pushing this trend forward is the shift toward value-driven spending. Consumers want to justify every subscription, and they reward brands that support that mindset. Companies are now sending usage summaries, personalized recommendations, and renewal justification messages that help customers see the value they're paying for. This approach builds confidence and reduces cancellations organically. Behind it all is a deeper cultural shift. People want control over their financial lives. They're rejecting business models that rely on forgetfulness or hidden charges. They prefer transparency, simplicity, and respect. Companies that adapt to this mindset win trust and build stronger long-term relationships. In the end, the reversal of auto-billing strategies reflects a much larger movement in business, a move toward fairness, clarity, and customer empowerment. Companies are learning that revenue built on confusion isn't sustainable. Billing practices that frustrate customers eventually backfire. The most successful brands in the next decade will be the ones that treat customers as partners, not sources of passive revenue. As this trend continues, auto-billing won't disappear, but it will evolve. It will become clearer, more intentional, and more customer-centric. And the companies that embrace this shift early will stand out as leaders in a world where trust has become one of the most valuable business assets of all.